Color is an essential part of interior design, and today on Beautiful Spaces, we talk to a color expert. Natasha Rubadiri Mwanika is the Chief Excitement Officer at Boaz Designs. Hello, Natasha.
Hi, Karen.
So what does Chief Excitement Officer mean?
Chief Excitement Officer just, for me personally, means that there is a lot of excitement in all that I do, the work of my hands and the interior design. I have a lot of passion. I have passion for creativity. And so there comes a lot of excitement in it.
I can see that.
Yes.
What are the key elements of design and color that, change a space into a beautiful space?
Okay, color does make, in my opinion, color really does make big impact when you want to change a room, or not necessarily change a room, but create a room.
Yes.
One of the areas I find that is lacking or people don't pay attention to before we even get into color is the function of a space.
Yes.
And understanding your layouts and plans, the floor plans of that space. We're all different.
Yes.
I might have a family of two and don't have children who are staying in the house. How am I using that space in terms of the functionality of the space, and how am I laying out my furniture? You might have a big family where you have little kids running around. How are you spacing out that space, your furniture in that space?
Yes.
So basically that's where you start, the elements of design. In it then comes the burst of color.
Yes.
That really gives character to a room. Also depending on also the mood that you'd like to be setting in a room. For instance, look at the space that we're
Yes.
sitting in. You see the blues, and which actually sort of flow in well with the color of your dress, which I think
Yes.
is really nice. So it depends on the mood that you'd like to set up in a room.
Because
And-
I think essentially in Uganda we are used to the basic layout of a house being the sitting room into the dining, into the kitchen, but like you've said, you're two people at home, maybe one of you is a musician and the other is maybe an architect, if I may say that. So there's no need, for instance, to just have one of your spaces set up for dining when you don't typically dine there, right? And that's when the color now comes in, when you've
in.
established the functionality of a space.
And just like people, we all have different characters. We're all individuals. You might like yellow, I might like orange.
Yes.
How do we blend the two? How do we bring in the same colors into a same space? So basically that's then how you can begin to plan with color in a space. It could be an office, it could be a residence, it could be anything. It could be anything.
And what would you say changes space dramatically or drastically?
Drastically, still on the color, I think it's color, and with color there's so much that you can do. You can paint a room, you can accessorize a room. Accessorizing is, I think, one of the key areas that gives character, gives style to a room. So it's both color and accessorizing.
And what color schemes in particular go with particular rooms? For instance, what colors would you recommend for a living room and maybe for a kitchen? I've been to places where the kitchen is green and the living room is a touch of yellow and orange.
Yes.
So
I believe what I do, especially with my clients, is I encourage a lot of people to work with neutral backgrounds, because with a neutral background it's very easy to then transcend and just have different colors. I could have a blue room this month and I can simply change it just with accessories.
Yes.
Talking about scatter cushions, talking about the beddings, talking about the curtains on the wall. I can just transform a room just by working with the accessories, but having a neutral background whereby I don't have the need to have to repaint because I'm saying, oh, I want a pink room, and next month I want a blue room. If I have a neutral color like the whites and the beiges, they help us then not have to worry about that, but work with just changing color in the soft furniture.
Okay, so if I have my neutral wall, like maybe cream,
Correct, yes.
I can just change the curtains and throw cushions and things like that, right?
Brilliant.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
You can work with the art pieces. So it's a quick transition and less costly.
Yes.
Yes, for the end user.
And what's trending in the world of color right now?
Ooh, last year was, I don't know if you've traveled, I've been traveling quite a bit of late, you'll find that teal is towards blue and green, it's an
Bluish green.
aqua,
Yeah.
and you find that it's running, it's quite common. You go to the hotels, you go to the restaurants, a lot of people are using, that was the 2015 color. 2016, we have a lot of gray. Gray is becoming the new black or the
Oh,
new
yes,
white.
yes.
And everybody's combining colors with gray, which is just fantastic.
I've
Because with
seen-
gray, you can have gray and purple, you can have gray and blue, you can have gray and pink. So it's a gray, and I see a lot of burnt oranges and the bright.
I was just about to mention peach.
Yes,
A
yes,
variation of
yes,
orange.
of
you know?
or exactly.
Peach with
exactly,
grey.
Yes.
That's a very good
I think that's the
combination.
trend for 2016. That's what I'm beginning to see coming in.
Oh, so should we now change up our sitting rooms by throwing in a bit of grey? I mean, my sitting room is typically brown, so I don't know what I would do there.
Oh, no, that's so interesting because you can still combine. You can still keep your brown. It will very easily connect with the gray and any other accent color that you bring in.
I had never thought of brown and grey.
Oh, and that works, But then you need a burst of something, and you can bring in the orange and you can bring in the blue. But just something to point out to about your colors and moving with trends. Like I said, we're all individuals. We have our spaces. We don't necessarily have to move in with trends,
Yes.
but can still keep our individual likes and what we would like in our spaces. So you don't have to be pushed back at a corner to be moving with what's in and what's out.
Okay.
Just keep to who you are. That's
Oh.
the best part about
That's
creativity.
very encouraging. Thank you so much, Natasha. Where do we find you at Boaz Designs?
Boaz Designs, my offices are are on Bukoto Street, plot
Okay.
77.
Okay,
That's
we'll
where
be
my
looking
office
for
is.
you. Thank you very much.
And thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you.